Well, hello there and welcome to the EuroVolley finals. 24 teams hosted in 4 different countries, 16 cities, and it's all come down to this, the final here in the Palais in Brussels. Well, the teams have been battling it out for over 2 weeks to make the final of 4 here in Brussels. And after a fabulous performance from the Netherlands, who took the bronze, now it's time for Turkiye, looking for their first ever European Championship final up against the world champions in Serbia. It's going to be a blockbuster clash. Put on your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. Well, here were Turkiye arriving around also an hour ago, looking for that first ever gold medal in a EuroVolley, a bronze last year in Belgrade, but this is a repeat of the 2019 final where their hearts were broken in Ankara. They had a 5-point lead in the 5th set that was squandered to this strong Serbian side. There's Cansu Ozbay, the fabulous setter, multiple Champions League winner, leading Turkiye in number 4, Melissa Vargas, very much the star of this show this year, the top scorer on the right side this evening. And Daniele Santarelli, a big evening for that man there, the head coach of Serbia when they won the title, the world title last year. As we see Serbia make their way off of the bus as well. All eyes will be on Tijana Boskovic this evening, number 18, an absolute superstar of the sport now, getting off of the coach. Be interesting to see if Maja Ognjenovic starts, a fabulous setter, a legend, just off the coach there on the right-hand side. For Serbia, well, they've won 2 of the last 3 EuroVolleys, they've won the last 2 World Championships, but this will certainly not all go their own way. And Giovanni Guidetti, a huge evening for Giovanni Guidetti, having coached Turkiye for 5 years.
Yeah, it's a big day. We are so excited, and we know through our opponents, they know to play finals. We have all respect to them, and also we are the team like fight crazy till the end. And we showed this before against Italy, against Belgium, against Poland. And now is a big day. I hope everything will be okay for us.
Well, Ebra Karakud and Mina Popovic there just before the game. A quick interview, great to hear what they say. This was the changing room beforehand for Turkiye. Melissa Vargas on that right-hand side of Cuban descent will be a threat this evening here in the Palais. They have so much talent in this side, Turkiye, but will they be able to get over the line for the first time in history is the question that everyone is asking. They've just come off the back of a VNL victory, their first major international victory in 8 years. Having Vargas available certainly makes a big difference for them. Well, for Serbia, looks slightly more silent. It's Popovic on the right-hand side, who we just heard from. She knows all about winning these titles. She's been there, she's done it. She's won 2 European Championship titles, and you'd expect her to start in the middle this evening with Ivana Stevanic, who's in the middle of the 5 there next to Popovic. She did a very good job of getting from A to B there, didn't she? As we pan around the dressing room, as Bianca Busa, number 1, should start on the outside, playing on the left-hand side of the court, but Tijana Boskovic, big player. There's the captains earlier on, Maja Ognjenovic on the left-hand side, Eda Erdem on the right. Well, there we have it. The EuroVolley gold final live from Brussels between Serbia and Turkiye. To see, well, history will be made, that's for certain. Serbia maybe the favourites for some due to the fact that they've been in this position time after time. But Turkiye haven't been here without Melissa Vargas on that right side. Karakat has been moved from the right side to the left in more of a passing and spiking role. That will be a big test for her this evening, but we've seen it previously. It certainly works for this side. It's the second time that they've met each other in a gold medal match of a European Championships. And the last time out 4 years ago was a humdinger. Serbia beating Turkiye 3-2 in that 5th set in front of a loud partisan Turkish crowd in Ankara. Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it feels like we are in Ankara this evening, because it is absolutely thumping in here, and the Turkish fans from start to finish are singing and chanting at an incredible noise. It's going to be some evening, this one, that I hope that you join us for and stay with us, because it's going to be thoroughly enjoyable. Vargas first played in a World Championship for Cuba at 14 years old, was their top scorer, a phenomenal generational talent who can only this season play for Turkiye, and the Turkiye fans absolutely adore her. Speaking to some courtside beforehand, everyone's favourite player, Vargas. Tonight will be another step in her career. Will she be able to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with that player there? Tijana Boskovic is a generational talent. She is absolutely superb, and that's our head-to-head clash to look out for. Attacks in the competition, well, Boskovic is the top scorer so far, 196 points, 166 for Vargas, but the percentages go in Vargas's way. Boskovic has been set way more so far in this competition, because Serbia certainly rely on her, sometimes over rely on her. Well, Vargas certainly helped Turkiye turn the tide against a very strong Italian team, the reigning champions. It looked like they were gone. Maja Ognjenovic came off the bench in the semi-final for Serbia against the Netherlands and brought a calming influence for them as well. This has got all the makings of a classic. The two coaches traded positions at the start of the year. Guidetti to Serbia, Santarelli to Turkiye. And now they go head-to-head against their former nations that they led for, well, for Santarelli, not for too long, just a year where he won the World Championship. For Guidetti, it was 5 years. Well, the warm-up has well and truly begun here, and the atmosphere is electric. "19 minutes to the first serve here in the Palais. Ivana Stevanovic, a big part of the side, obviously great blockers, middle blockers through both nations, but you think about Milena Rasic and players like that. Stevanovic has been in great form, 56% of the attacks have been put away, 63 points. Sarah Gunesh is another outstanding talent, just 24 years old, but Turkiye rely on their strong middles And that could be where the game is won and lost, the middle battle this evening. Can the middle blockers get across well enough, read the game well enough? And when they're brought into the game, can they be effective from an offensive point of view? Maja Leksic, somebody who's competed and won European Championships before as well. Daniele Santarelli. He said it was the perfect ending to his story for EuroVolley to me before this game. Giovanni Guidetti said there was a lot of emotion. He's built this Turkiye program for a number of years, and now he has to try and beat a lot of his former players. He said when the whistle goes, he'll be thinking about tactics and technique. Santarelli was all business when he spoke to me a little bit earlier. Both fine gentlemen, humble, but they will be so competitive this evening against each other, and their emotions will run very high, as we've seen time and time again. Well, there it is, the EuroVolley with Volley himself. Santarelli first won the Champions League in 2021 with Amoko Paolo Agonu in that team as well. Tonight he's looking for another trophy in what's been a fine club career and a very good international one, a short one, but winning VNL, as fans of all sizes are in here to enjoy this one. Boskovic this evening. He's played for a very long time in Ek Jacobasi Vitra, the main rival of Giovanni Guidetti. Now Guidetti is the star players coach. Melissa Vargas. Will it be her evening here? You feel that if she can fire up the fastest server in the competition with a serve of 112 kilometers an hour, there'll be a lot of pressure on the passing unit for Serbia, and that will make things very difficult for Maja Ognjenović if she is selected to start the game. Well, Vargas certainly won't be standing float serving, I can assure you. Serbian fans are also here, but not quite in the same fashion as Turkiye. "15 minutes till liftoff in Brussels for a European Championship final, I think that we're going to remember for a very long time. Tijana Boskovic was set almost 70 balls in the semi-final for 29 points. Maja Ognjenović off of the bench won her first EuroVolley in 2011. Olympic silver medalist, obviously, with Serbia, double world champ, but a two-time European champion as well. Best setter 2019, 15, 11 and 7. She's won it 4 times. Eda Erdem Dundar, my word, what a performer. What a character as well. Spoken to her a lot this week. She said the team are playing with a lot of fun and they're enjoying every moment of this process. Sarah Gunesh will be her partner in the centre this evening. Gunesh flourishing in the centre as well. 3-time Champions League winner with Vakif Bank, a 3-time World Club champion as well. pressure's building. The feeling in here is one of anticipation. And there's not one player, person, spectator that doesn't feel like this is a big occasion. Ognjenovic, the leader of this team, calm under pressure in that semi-final against the Netherlands, where it could have gone either way. The Netherlands certainly performed in their bronze medal match against the Italians, who decided to rest Paola Egonu again. Mina Popovic, who we heard from before, a two-time European champion, playing for Kaliningrad now from Galatasaray. Lots of the Serbian players played in Turkey. So Maja Ognjenovic and Bojana Drča, the two setters, two outstanding setters I might add for Serbia, Tijana Bošković and Ana Bjelica. The two opposites who could cause so much damage. Teodora Pusic and Alexandra Jegdic, the two liberos, Popovic, Stevanovic, Krdadic and Aleksic, the middles with Bianca Busa. Sarah Lozo should start on the outside, but Lazovic and also Uzelic could also play a part this evening, but you'd expect Busa to start on the wing. Well, for Turkey, Cansu Ozbay, Elif Şahin, two that we've seen play, sort of share that setting position. Ebra Karakut and Melissa Vargas are two opposites, but Karakut will play on the outside. Three liberos now in Akoz, Orage and Aykaç, but Aykaç should be here as playing as an outside. And then we have the middles. Eda Erdem, Zara Güneş should start in their hand. Baladin has had a great competition on the wing. Derya Çeviroglu and İlkin Ayadin also available. Karakut playing on the left side, I'm sure. Well, the pass will be tested because of the service pressure of both teams. But first of all, it's time to meet our athletes and listen to the reception from Turkiye here, as Maja Ognjenovic, an absolute legend, comes in to the arena. My word, it's so loud in here. Deafening for the number 10, who's achieved so much. World Championship, she was outstanding in Japan. Number 2, Katarina Lazovic, played in Beijing this year, now in Turkey. We also missed Bianca Busa, coming out, a two-time world champion. Bojana Drča, also part of the two world championship winning sides. Mina Popovic, two-time European champion, part of the team that beat Turkey in Ankara. Alexandra Uzelic next out, hasn't played as much. The number 11, Henna Krdadic, also one that might be used from the bench, plays in France for Nantes next season. Teodora Pusic has been playing as the libero, now enjoying her most influential role in the side. Silvia Popovic was a libero for a long period of time, but Pusic is playing incredibly well. And Bjelica, playing for Łódź in Poland, best scorer in the World Cup in 2019, best opposite in the Polish Cup in 2014, as well as Maja Aleksic makes her way in. You'd think that she would start in that middle blocker position this evening. 26 years old, 1'8'8", Jovana Stevanovic. Hasn't started every game, being used sparingly, but is playing the big games at the moment. Alexander Jegdic has been in and out, was served 20 balls against Sweden. Passed incredibly well there. And Tijana Boskovic makes her way out, mixed reception. The ex-Jakabasi fans will be cheering her, I am sure, though, as Zara Lozo is last but not least. Played in the VNL bronze medal winning team this year and started in the semi-finals, was consistent for large periods, but also Netherlands managed to squeeze a few errors out of her as well. The EuroVolley trophy. And have a listen. Turkiye are here in abundance, cheering on their country as a legend walks in to the arena. Eda Erdem, 36 now, 15 years at Fenerbahce. 3 bronze medals and a silver to her name in this competition. Gizem Erlege, the starting libero, also playing at Fenerbahce. They're lucky to be blessed with a lot of defensive specialists. Simge Akuz, playing at Jakabasi, second in the Champions League this year, was the best libero in the 2019 European Championships. And Cansu Özbay, what a career she's had, a 4-time Champions League winner. Melissa Vargas came into this arena with a speaker on her shoulder. She's very relaxed, very determined. Ayça Aykaç, another libero, but an outsider to come in and help Karakat with the pass at times. Gurba Akman, 2 medals in European Championship history, looking for the first gold alongside the rest of the Turkish team. Hande Baladin, just turned 27 years old, ex-Jakabasi Vitra. Derya Çebogoglu should be playing a role on the outside. Elif Şahin is the second setter, ex-Jakabasi. Both of the main setters from the Turkish league playing here this evening. Zara Güneş will be well received, a 3-time Champions League winner with the Kifbank since 2011. Asla Kalac, another Fenerbahce player. We were previously coached by Serbia's former coach, Zoran Terzic. İlkan Aydin from Galatasaray, and finally Ebru Karakat. Listen to the noise. She'll be playing in Russia next year for Kaliningrad, having just been awarded the best opposite player in Syria. She's now playing on the outside for Turkey. And have a look. Combining with Vargas straight away, double trouble for Serbia. You can hear the atmosphere for yourself. The EuroVolley gold final here in Brussels is going to be one to remember. Serbia looking to win for a 4th time. a fourth time. They have to be at their very best against a strong Turkiye side who are looking to win their first European Championship. It's a packed house. It's a European Championship final. Nights don't get any bigger than this for volleyball fans around the world. Turkey are desperate to win their first ever title after reaching the gold medal match for a third time. Giovanni Guidetti, who led Turkey for 5 years and so many for so much longer at the KIF Bank, will he beat his former nation? Stefano Cesar and Marie-Catherine Boulanger, the referees for this incredibly important matchup. Well, here are the starting six. Well, it looks very similar for Serbia. Boskovic obviously starts. It's Popovic and Stevanovic in the middle. Teodora Pisic starts as libero, no surprise there. Lozo and Bianca Busha, it's exactly the same lineup apart from Maja Ognjenovic is in from the start this evening. So Ognjenovic is back in the side. As we have a look at Baladin, Eda Erdem, Dundaras will come back to the Turkiye side in just a moment, but it doesn't look like there are any surprises there either. There is Maja Ognjenovic, brought in maybe for the experience and the calmness that she showed in that semi-final performance. Well, Bianca Busha played in the World Championship final twice. She understands these big moments. Mina Popovic is also somebody that can operate at this level under immense pressure, having been there and done it before. So Guidetti's going for what will be a very experienced lineup in these situations. Jovana Stevanovic, somebody who's on the bench in that World Championship final in 2018, but she's a big part of this team since then, that's for sure. Now playing for Castelmajori. And Sarah Lozo keeps her place on the outside. It's a strong as it gets for Serbia. Boskovic, how many balls will she get set this evening and how many will she convert? And for Turkiye, well, listen to the noise, led by Daniele Santarelli now, who's embracing the home fans. He certainly looks up for this one as Cansu Ozbay makes her way into the arena. Two-time medalist of the European Championships. Fantastic setter as Melissa Vargas starts in the opposite 24 against Poland, same in the semi-final, and well, a big part of the VNL gold. Handa Baladin was perfect in the opening sets in that semi-final. She starts again on the outside. It's a very strong team with Eda Erdem Dundar starting 15 years at Fenerbahce, and here's Shazam Olagai, the libero. Well, I'm not surprised and I don't think anybody at home will be surprised with the starting lineups here. Giovanni Guidetti, who was an emotional figure beforehand a little bit about this situation. Daniele Santarelli said it was the perfect ending to his story, and what a reception for Santarelli here in the arena. The EuroVolley trophy. Serbia desperate to get their name back on the trophy. They lost 2 years ago to the Italians. Turkiye had to settle for bronze that year, beating the Netherlands in the third and fourth. Vargas starts on the backcourt. Cansu Özbay on the front for Turkey. Boskovic starts at position 4, so she's straight in 3 front court rotations in a row. Well, it's the EuroVolley 2023 final are underway. Serbia in blue on the right of your screen. Turkey in red on the left. And listen to the roar of the crowd as Melissa Vargas plays through the pipe attack. Middle blockers on the front court. Vargas charges through the middle. An attacker on both sides. Vargas running the middle early on. And the crowd absolutely adoring her already. Busha shut down. And it's Gunesh with the first monster block of this one. Lozo the target. Ball's a little bit high and off. Ognjenovic goes to the outside, and it's been read like a book from Gunesh, who closes perfectly. First point on the board for Serbia. Interesting to see how this tactically plays out, because nobody knows these Turkiye players better than Giovanni Guidetti. Daniele Santarelli also knows the Serbian players incredibly well. So tactically, I'm interested to see how this one rolls out in front of us. Vargas. 2 from 2, Melissa Vargas hit. Well, speaking to some players in the European Volleyball Show earlier in the week, they're all saying how Vargas is so high, and it's so difficult to block her. Lozo is a little bit of a mismatch there, even with Vargas on the backcourt. Now Vargas is on the front. Again, Özbay targeting the serve to the line of Lozo. I think Zara Lozo knows that she's going to have to do a fair amount of passing in this game this evening. Popovic. Oh, serve straight on Gunesh. Great serve out of system. And that buys the block a chance in transition for Serbia here because of the good serving. Boskovic is in the game, and Boskovic has unleashed first set that she's received. And that's all down to Popovic's good serving on the middle blocker. She's not supposed to pass that ball, but she popped it straight on it. All of a sudden, Turkey are out of system. And Ebra Karakat has been squeezed out of the pass as much as possible, but Serbia are going straight after her. Fantastic. Using the middle early on. Santarelli says the ball is in. And Guidetti is saying, okay, we go after Karakat with the serve. Guidetti always, apart from the odd occasion, using Karakat as an opposite player. And he'll know that targeting her with the serve will be interesting, but that's quite a smart move as well from Popovic. Everyone's expecting the ball to go to Karakat, myself included, and then they make a real hesitant touch off of the libero. Serbia are smart here. Boskovic is powerful. And all of a sudden, Serbia have got going. One serve on Karakat, the next serve on Akos, and in turn, 2 out of system balls. Now back on Karakat. Popovic is frustrated, but she's just tactically played very well. Hit one sideline, then gone to the other. Ebra Karakut. She serves an ace, is what Eda Erdem does. She feeds off emotion. She will give every little bit of energy that she has this evening. But she comes out with an ace on Busha. Another big serve, Lozo off the net this time. Ognjenovic has to try her best to find Boskovic, who can only control the play. 2 up in the block, smart swing. So much talk about Karakut on that left side. Bahanda Baladin is incredibly astute with her decision making. Knows she hasn't got many sharp angles, stays high. Have a bit of that, says Santarelli. Karakut, great run of serves again. Serbia are struggling to get this first ball in. But that could be their Achilles heel at times, is their pass. Gunesh through the middle. Özbay going to Gunesh early on. That's going to hold Stevanovic, especially with that middle. And now Vargas is on the front court and potentially start to feed the ball to Melissa Vargas, with Stevanovic a little bit more held in the centre. Karakut's run is outstanding, but it has to come to an end sometime. Tijana Boskovic. Best scorer, best server, 2016-17 Champions League, best opposite EuroVolley twice. Lost out last year in MVP to Agonu. But Vargas might just give her a run for her money through that right side for the MVP award. She has not missed so far through the pipe. Steered in and just hit cross-body. And that's the beautiful thing about Vargas, is the range that she has. Stevanovic, this time on the slide. Everyone's expecting power. She goes for placement over the top of Baladin. It's not quite a tip, is it? It's almost like a short chop shot. Lozo was used mostly off the bench early on in this competition against the Ukraine and also against Hungary. You'd also say that if you had to compare the two sides, that in my opinion it's a slightly tougher run to the final. For Turkiye. Great block from Ognjenovic. Lozo serving bullets again. High ball. And for the first time, Vargas has been stopped. Busa gets a low 5 from Giovanni Guidetti. This is going to be a battle for the ages here. Run of serves for both teams. Karakut served again. She's going to receive a lot of the ball, I think. Defense from Boskovic is very, very alert. Unfortunately, she's a little bit straight on in her approach and loses a bit of height. First error for Boskovic here then. And Vargas does a good job of just hammering cross-court, knowing that they will target Boskovic defensively, and if she has to play defense, that might just upset her rhythm offensively. Vargas with the serve. Oh, wrestled in one-handed by Busa. Free ball. The service pressure here is legitimate at the moment. Baladin. 2 from 2 in my book. Steady. Vargas, this rotation's gone incredibly fast, hasn't it? Well, the VNL was her first international gold since 2014 when she was playing for Cuba. Played for Fenerbahce between 2018 and 2024. She's still there. And Tianjin Bank in China as well. Stevanovic parked on the outside of the block. Great work from the middle blocker. And then to score in transition. That's a point for Stevanovic. She'll be liberoed off in just a moment. But these small things, come the end of the game, it makes such a big difference. A big play over the left shoulder. Özbay says that's my fault. The block was a little bit too on the inside, maybe. And have a look at the different positions that Vargas takes up in her offense on the backcourt. The middle blockers are going to have to work incredibly hard with their eyes to keep a track of not just Vargas, but all the hitters approaching them at a very fast speed. Baladin. The silver and the bronze in the Champions League for Baladin. Ognjenovic with some absolute fire, that reverse set. Absolutely outstanding to find Popovic. That's what Ognjenovic will do. She knows that the pass isn't quite in the right spot, so she has to try and force the middle from situations that she might not usually do, but she's a magician, Ognjenovic, and that's also a little bit of magic from Özbay. Width, speed, and Erdem just chops back off the middle blocker. She'll be aware isn't the more stable of the two blockers at the net because she has to move further. Out of system, nobody goes for it. Erdem. Eda looks to the skies in celebration for another ace. The reception for both sides at times has been a little bit shaky, but that's what we have in the big games. Lozo goes out to Boskovic, and that's an incredible angle, just getting the ball off the body from Tijana Boskovic. Popovic again, 2 from 2. And Ognjenovic is trying to really run the middle every time that she can. Popovic is absolutely there. But when that ball is so out of rhythm, they have to go to Boskovic. Two fans I was speaking to a little bit earlier on, whose fans thought it would be down to a little bit of individual brilliance. And at the moment, Melissa Vargas is faultless. Popovic knows that she has an evening on her hands blocking this Turkiye offense, especially with Karakat on the front. Vargas also high one off the hands from Serbia. Stevanovic is back in. Pusic leaves us for the time. Oh, sorry, Djegic, who's come in to play defense, leaves us for the time being. Service from Popovic, again looking for Karakat. It's a good pass from Karakat. She's going to get the ball back and she's going to slam it. Sharp angle. But it's a game of speed, distance and time, this. If you put her under immense pressure here on the inside, you put a line block against her, unless she can kick out and face the cross court somewhat, she's going to find it hard to hit those angles. Because she's been served, she hasn't quite got the time to get out. This time she has. Oh, but it's another one out the back. 2 errors in a row. Santarelli says no problem. But maybe a small problem as he takes a timeout. Karakat tries to go away from the body, but again, not quite in the right position. Physical game, this one. Well, 50% so far. Service this time for Popovic is another good one. They go off of Karakat. They're doing a really fine job of just changing the service so Karakat doesn't get too comfortable. And the other receivers still have to concentrate on doing their job. Vargas high off the hands though. Eda Erdem. Close, but not close enough. That's one of the small things in this set that will help, or will please Giovanni Guidetti. Karakat's had a good service run, misses the serve, leaves a fray for Aykac, a libero by trade, but wearing the out or the red-coloured jersey to come in as a reception specialist because Santarelli wants to try and get the pass in. Boskovic is stopped. Lozo, high off the hands again. Doesn't have the angles really available to her, but she can just use the block, change direction, stay fast with the arm. It's a brilliant swing. Guidetti's on the court as well. No surprise. Service on the front court receiver. Interesting play here. Vargas gets the decision. Will we see a challenge? Ognjenovic looks a bit puzzled. Let's have a look here. Oh, that ball might just be out, you know. It might be worth the challenge. Oh, there's a touch off the block anyway. Out of system, Lozo Boskovic. Oh, big play to the line, Tijana Boskovic. And so far, Serbia have really turned up. Again, the pass is a little bit out of system, but when you've got Tijana Boskovic in your team, you can just feed your main outlet. Turkiye fans have been slightly quietened here. Vargas, the ball's tight, but it doesn't matter. The fact that she's hit so many powerful balls means that when she goes with the soft one, she set it up perfectly. Vargas is high. We haven't even got started in this game yet. Goes by back in for Shahin. Vargas to serve. Absolute ripper. Boskovic tries to put the set into Busa's path, but it's overset. 2 up. And you give Turkiye a free ball. They'll run it fast. They'll find gaps in between the block. And Baladin's been brilliant so far. Hammers past Ognjenovic. Vargas, who has the fastest serve in this competition, is at it again. Positive receptions, that's a huge stat there. Shows that Serbia are really relying on their out-of-system hitting. Busa. Stopped by Vargas, speed again to Baladin, goes with the tip this time. What a touch from Busa, and what a block from Turkiye! And we're only in the first set, but this game is delivering in every single way. this is shaping up to be a classic. Vargas, let's compare her performance with Boscovic's, 4 points to 8, 67% so far. But you have to say some of it's based on the passing, because Boscovic is having to hit so many out-of-system sets. You put her in somewhat rhythm, and it's going to be a lot easier for her to score a higher percentage. Turkiye having a higher reception percentage means that Vargas is hitting the ball from in front of her a lot more, hitting a quicker set, where Boscovic is having to hit her way out of trouble often enough. Stevanovic, this time it's off the net. 3 blockers will get across. Busa doesn't go. And maybe the eyes from Busa to Guidetti says that she should have gone. And the ballad in. Back to Boscovic. This time the ball's a little bit more in system in front of her on the backcourt, but she can't put the ball away. Vargas can put the ball away off of the outside hand, and Vargas just does not stop scoring. Ball was just a little bit too far in front of Boscovic. And that was perfect from Vargas to turn it late off the block. Short serve. Lazovic, who's come in to the fray. Turkiye are absolutely certain this goes their way, so we have a challenge. It's a fascinating start with Serbia passing so often out of system that they still find a way to score, and the level here, it just shows how many different components make a volleyball team. The serving has been good, made some good decisions. They made too many errors in the semi-final, 35 in my book against the Netherlands. Guidetti, before the game, saying that as soon as the game starts, it will all be tactics and techniques. History more or less goes out the window. Net fault is what they're challenging. Well, I can't see, but Eda Erdem is certainly on the net there. She looks a bit puzzled, doesn't she? Fantastic character, a lot of fun, Eda Erdem. Somebody who just said that in that semi-final, everyone just started raising their performance and they believed that they were going to do it. Karakut is struggling to score on that left side. She's struggling to access the cross-court angles, and then when she comes over the left shoulder, she gets stuffed. Boscovic. Shahin spreads it. Beautiful set. The speed of the set, setting it from 3 meters off, using the right foot to pivot on, and just sends it over the shoulder. Outstanding for Amela Shahin. Deep serve. Popovic finds a way. This is Ognjenovic just doing her thing, because Sarah Lozo getting some energy from Guidetti before going in. Ognjenovic is really having to set the middle on the turn, chasing after the ball, because that first pass hasn't been there. So they're getting creative, Serbia, and 2 will take the opening set. Oh, close, but not close enough from Busa. Özbey comes back in. Özbey has been coached by Guidetti for so long. I mean, Guidetti, I'm sure, maybe not Melissa Vargas, but everybody else I'm sure he's coached. Lozo tries to slap one into the angle. She misses out. That's gone Turkiye's way. And listen to the crowd erupt. An error at a key time. Had a one-on-one situation. Was very square onto the net, so hitting the angles becomes more difficult. There's a challenge coming from somewhere. Santarelli in the middle of it. Two animated coaches. Oh, was there a touch off the finger? It's a big challenge, but no touch, and it seems as if Giovanni Guidetti is going to call a timeout here. Set point. Turkiye. Well, they'll be feeling sort of nerves, some anxiety as we compete for the EuroVolley trophy. Mina Popovic, 100% so far. Eda Erdem, 100% so far. That's ongoing from the middles. Cansu Özbay serving for the first set. Serbia do get the ball in perfectly. Lozo gets another opportunity and makes amends. Fantastic from Lozo. But that was the moment to get the pass into the perfect zone. Lozo does the rest. But that's the first perfect pass from Serbia that I can remember. We go to overtime. Of course we do, it's going to be a close one. Vargas. I think the whole stadium knew where that ball was going at clutch time. Vargas beats Stevanovic for speed. Ebra Karakut only serves the ball one way, but she does take a bit of pace off to Lozo, the front court receiver. Boskovic, right side, has all the experience, but the dig from Karakut is outstanding. Free ball, advantage Serbia. Boskovic hammers it home. Boskovic is coming to the forefront of the game. Vargas is at the forefront of the game. Boskovic to serve. It's a big serve as well, straight to the libero Erdem. Vargas goes for the swipe. They're a little bit off the net, and those are the small situations that might just work in the favour of Serbia. As soon as the pass does come off the net, hitting those sharp angles becomes more difficult. Boskovic's serve does the damage. Serbia now with their first set point. In the big moments, you need your big players to turn up. Boskovic with the serve. Big serve from Boskovic. Out of rhythm now, Turkiye. Two blockers will be stable against them. Hitting error out the back. The first error from Handa Baladin, and Serbia take the opening set. They were set point down, and they've turned it around. Looking for a block touch, but it doesn't look very convincing. Hande Baladin and the rest of the Turkiye side. Character showing in abundance. Boskovic got 2 sets, made 2 serves. No block touch. Stevanovic getting out the way completely. Serbia take the opening set. The teams change ends. A few worried faces from Turkey, but there's a lot of volleyball left in this one. Serbia take the opener 27-25. Well, 15 attacks to 17. Turkey better at the net, more blocks though. Have a look at the errors. Usually, or in the semi-finals, it was all Serbia making the errors, but Turkey at the moment making a few too many, especially in those final moments. One from Vargas, one from Baladin. As we have a look at the distribution, 57% of the ball going the way of Melissa Vargas, where only 10% to the middle, and that's because the pass hasn't been there at the moment, so it's very difficult for Ognjenovic to use the middle, but she's doing a good job of it. And then it's perfectly spread between the right and the left, and that's interesting because they're trying not to do is give too much of the ball to Boskovic, so when they do give the ball to Boskovic, she hasn't got as many stable blockers against her. Boskovic, I think, has been outstanding so far, growing into this game, and was incredibly clutch. Well, some highlights of the opening set of what is going to be a fascinating contest. Already is. Coaches against their former teams. The world champions up against the gold medalists from the VNL. As this place erupts once more. The Palais has been the perfect place for these finals. It's a sellout. It's absolutely pumping in here. Well, the stats from the opening sets. Stevanovic 2, Ganesh 2, 50% for Stevanovic, but the middles are scoring whenever they get the ball at the moment. Well, Vargas in the opening set, 10 points, 10 from 15 attacks. We have a look at the fastest serves. Melissa Vargas in the pool stage against Sweden, 112 kilometers an hour. Outstanding stuff. There's it's a leaderboard of legends there. Isabel Hack from Sweden also giving the ball a good rip from the baseline. Well, Serbia have started passing well here in the second set. That's going to give Giovanni Guidetti a lot of hope as Ognjenovic can start to bring Popovic in with a little bit more ease here. It's a wide set to try and find the gap between the two blockers. And you can see the pressure on Zaragunes trying to get across. Out of system now, Turkey. How do they respond from losing out on the opening set? There's a touch off the block this time. Karakut plays with her heart on her sleeve, and she is all in every single ball. One into the net this time from Cansu Özbay. Santarelli. Interested to know how he's thinking at the moment. So many accolades to his name. Won the Champions League for the first time in 2021, but also winning the World Championships with Serbia. So impressive, carrying on the good work from 2018 from Zoran Terzic, who's now coaching in Russia. Vargas. So high that makes it very difficult for blockers. This time Boucher off the net. And Boskovic is looking for the decision. Santarelli is fuming. Shows us the C straight away and says, I want to challenge. Boskovic shrugs the shoulders. Eda Erdem Dundar is on the side, and you can just see her say, it is out. Well, challenges to see this from Boskovic. Everybody watching this same thing. Oh my days! Ball in, just. Santarelli was, well, his face is bemused. It's literally the closest thing I've ever seen. Heads are in hands here by 1 millimeter maximum. Santarelli thought it was out. Boskovic tries to just take a bit of pace off of that next serve. Only finds the net, so Zaragunes is back. Tries to rip one straight through the seam, and that's the seam that belongs to Boucher as they try and release Zaralozo. Stevanovic is a little bit out of rhythm. That one's gone the way of Turkiye, and in turn, it's a good serve to hit that seam for Gunesh. Really put Serbia under pressure. Gunesh again. Another powerful serve, this time just gets a little bit too much of it. But the aggressive serving is exactly what Turkey need to flourish here, because they can keep Serbia out of system, out of rhythm. Over time, they're going to struggle. Karakut into the perfect zone. Erdem back into the game, but that's fantastic from Serbia. Zaralozo on the backcourt, sweeping up. Gets a good enough touch of the ball to release Boskovic. And Boskovic just isn't missing at the moment. Big high ball out of system. Boskovic has been doing this for years for Serbia. Speed and width off the hands though. Baladin back on point after the error at the back end of the last set. This is the service pressure that Turkey will be chasing. A rare handling error from Maja Ognjenovic, who apologises to the rest of the team. But again, it's very difficult for Ognjenovic chasing down these balls that are way out of rhythm. She's trying to set the ball overhead from a long way away. But Vargas has opened up again from the service line. Turkey lead by 1 here in Brussels. 69%, but the Vargas serve is a rotation that Serbia will be desperate to get out of. So far, no good. A chance in transition. Turkiye. Tip from the captain, Eda Erdem. So effective this evening so far when she's been able to get into the game. Guidetti fuming. Maybe he feels that his team should have covered that, especially with Vargas behind the service line. It's not going to last any longer. I like this about the way that Vargas plays as well, all-in mentality. She'll be on the pipe attack, I think, in just a moment, Vargas. She doesn't get the ball this time. Eda Erdem again just snaps one to the line. Really had to turn that one with the wrist, uncork it. Good width of the set, the block's a little bit inside. There wasn't much room there, but Eda Erdem found it. Service pressure continues, but Lozo gets the ball into the perfect zone, a middle for a middle. Popovic is cooking. Ognjenovic is finding her. Another wide, fast set. Santarelli not happy this time. Eda Erdem having to chase the ball, but the hands of Ognjenovic too quick. Erdem again goes for the tip. That's two in a row. Karakut out of system. Big swing from Karakut. Lozo is there once more. My word, Olegay. And the stadium erupts. Gizem Olegay makes a pancake play. And it's Karakut that slams the ball away. Some rally. Karakut wasn't quite operating at 100% in the opening set. Seems to be getting there right now. Smart. There's a couple of impressive things here. One from Ognjenovic, one from Busha. This ball's slightly off the net here. Don't think you can see it from that view, but it just means that she can turn the ball a little bit more before hitting the block and out. Smart move. If that ball's too tight, the block's more in the game. The middles are in town, everyone. And they're absolutely dictating the show here in Brussels. Gunesh this time. Thumping one straight through 5. Ball's into a perfect zone. Serbia keep that one alive. Gunesh thought she had 2 points in a row. Vargas sends it straight back down their throat, though. Well, Serbia are everywhere, but Vargas is just too powerful at times, too high. Service. Chansu Özbay out the back. Mina Popovic, she's been very influential. And very influential behind the service line now, straight through the seam. If you remember in the opening set, she served one sideline, she served the other. And now she goes to the left of Baladin. Fist clencher for Guidetti. Karakut. Emotions are high and she's using them in a positive way. Vargas on the front, Boskovic on the front here. Karakut's starting to make some good decisions there. And now she's got a chance to serve. It's a good serve as well. It's an ace from Karakut. Santarelli looks straight to the Turkish fans. Guidetti calls a timeout. Vargas, Karakut serving, problematic for Serbia.
Vargas, we need to hold it a bit. We will try to cut. Then there is some defense. But why I want to be the blocker is always late on Vargas. Who care, Ande? We are always there. We are always late. We need to jump a little better on there. The ball goes there. High, high, high.
Well, comparisons as we get back underway. Ognjenovic finds Boskovic. Just a phenomenal combination throughout the years. Ognjenovic can just find Boskovic from anywhere. 13-11. Boskovic seems to put a little bit more heat on that one, 105 kilometers an hour. Gunesh goes short, very good serve. Lozo all at sea there, and now Serbia all at sea as well. They're going to have another chance, but Ognjenovic can only have a one-arm stab dig at that one. So it's Turkiye, should put the ball away. No, Boskovic. This is a big point, this one. Serbia don't want to go 4 behind. Turkiye want to go 4 in front. Domino effect of errors there. A few touches that were a little bit tense. Turkey needed a couple of opportunities to put them away, but you didn't need to ask Vargas twice. Gunesh, floating serve, Lozo the target. Through the pipe this time, Boskovic just floats from the 10 to the pipe. Santarelli says it's in, good swing. Boskovic again just flowing from the right side into the middle, just to change everything. Have a look at the middle here. It's very difficult holding. And with Stevanovic going on the right side, that holds the blocker there. There's always space back to position 5. Smart play from Serbia. Ognjenovic is approaching the referee here. Vargas, really beautiful open up with the arm swing. Elbow gets back, hand stays high. Super neutral at the back of the arm swing, so she can go either way. Vargas is cooking now. 72% in offense, making points from behind the service line. 2 serves in the net in a row, but Stevanovic. Well, now it's Turkiye's turn to be out of system. They get a little bit of luck off the block. Vargas. Great chase from Boskovic. Defends very well for an opposite, and that's a Boskovic point. Not for Boskovic doing anything offensively, but making an outrageous dig for Serbia. Just got there in time. And Busa does the rest. Hold on. A 4-point game, back to a 2-pointer. Oh my word. Vargas just bounces one. Through the pipe, a reverse pipe. Popovic takes position 5, and Vargas fires through to position 1. And the reply from Boskovic is outstanding. And this is Boskovic at her very best right here. Kicks on out, drives through, and just turns the ball late away from the defenders. There's no digging that one, Eda Erdem. My word! The level right now is going through the roof. Pass is good from Karakut, and slam to the line inside of the libero. Loving every minute of it, the Turkiye captain. Boskovic, 2 from 2. I make that 4 straight kills in a row. Maybe it's 3, but the first ball side out percentages are going through the roof here with the level. Karakut out of rhythm, high play. Turkiye keep their lead. Guidetti not happy with something here. Lozo comes off to play tip cover and play on the inside, but 6 is nowhere near it. 6 the back centre position. Turn to the line. Erligate to Karakut, steep this time. What a dig that is. Had no right to get that one. The libero. Not this time. Pusic sits round on the sharp angle again for Karakut. Karakut doesn't go as sharp. Beats the blocker, beats the defender through the gap. Smart from Karakut, didn't hit the same swing twice. Timeout, Guidetti in Serbia. Back underway with a missed serve, so a good timeout for Guidetti, upsetting the rhythm. Shahin, straight swab for Özbay. Karakut the target, slightly out of system, but Karakut's hitting away really well. Ognjenovic put to the floor. Karakut is flourishing here, and the crowd are responding to Ebra Karakut. Looks like we're going to go 1-1 here. Karakut to serve. Vargas is coming round to serve soon. And look at the emotion. Firing each other up. Santarelli and Karakut. Passes back in. The pass has been better this set for Serbia than last set. Vargas with the chase, free ball. Does this go to Boskovic or Ognjenovic? No, of course it goes to Boskovic. What a dig! Dizam Erligay is everywhere. Now they get a free ball, Turkiye. Vargas slaps one home! And feel the atmosphere in the arena. The Turkiye fans go crazy as their players are giving everything. Sensational play. Dizam Erligay. And now they have the wind in their sails. Karakat. Oh, what a response from Serbia. They're all at sea now, though. Vargas, another miraculous touch. This is sensational. Boskovic, they're hanging on here, Serbia. High ball, Boskovic, off the hands. Karakat. This is a sensational game. The first pass from Busa went. It's Boskovic again that puts herself on the floor. And somehow from that position, Serbia switch it around and score the point. Ace. And it's the boss again with the perfect slicing ball from 5 to 5. Santarelli calls a timeout because the momentum has just changed. You have to think it's those small things that add up, isn't it? The touch from Boskovic there off of the low shank pass that they build through and make a block. Then there's an ace, and it's like a snowball effect here. But there's plenty of time for Turkiye. Plenty of time. Stevanovic, 33%. Zeragunic literally has not put a foot wrong so far. Tijana Boskovic, big serve this one. It's a great serve as well as Erligay pops the ball in, and the Turkiye libero is having a fine game. It's one of Boskovic's best hits that. Stays down, it's a little and light step, platform solid. And look who's back in the game, scoring at 100%. Guidetti will be feeling every emotion this evening. Gunesh is off fired and coming in just to help with the pass, one would say. Play defense for this one ball. Boskovic with another one off the hands. There's still a chance. Boskovic getting all the sets at this moment in time, and we don't expect anything else. She really likes that left to right drawing arm swing. And they're just leaving it for a little bit there, Turkiye. Okay, overpass. Now the door has been well and truly opened. Santarelli asks for some calm. Jansu is currently a backcourt setter. Can't get involved with playing the ball above the height of the net and over the net from the front court position. That's a much better pass. What a dig. My word, there's some plays going on here, but it's Vargas. Slightly easier play for Vargas. But 2 or 3 of the liberos plays positions everywhere. It's Boskovic this time, he just sets a bit too tight. And have a look at the facial expression of Eda Erdem. Vargas! Turkiye level up the score at 1 set apiece. They've been tremendous in set 2. Vargas is serving, set the tone. And we are all tied in Brussels. Well, 25-21. It felt much closer than that. Slowly coming back in that second set, Serbia, before Vargas took matters into her own hands. More errors from Turkey. More attacks won though as well. Let's have a look at the pass before we hear from the coaches. 50% Turkey in that green zone just means that Cansu Özbay has everything available to her. Just that one pass back right. You'd think that Serbia have sprayed the ball a little bit more, but not in that second set. We did say the passing was better, and you have to say, it's a strange game, volleyball, isn't it? Because the pass has been much better in set 2, but they lost that one, and when the pass was worse, they managed to squeak out a victory. Well, we're just getting ready to hear from the coaches. I think Daniele Santarelli is the first one that we're going to hear from in just a moment, as he's down courtside.
What are your thoughts about this first set?
For me, until now, is the good result because the two teams are playing a very good volleyball. It's a beautiful final between amazing players. We are fighting a lot. It's a beautiful show for the fan, for the supporter, and for sure we can do something more. The first set we lost for some mistake at the end. Now we play better, but I know. Serbia know very well, so we know that we have to improve for sure.
Thank you. Good luck.
A beautiful show. I tend to agree. Phenomenal level. Incredible athletes. As we have a look at some highlights of an incredible contest so far, this EuroVolley spectacle. Vargas and Boskovic up against each other. Santarelli against his former nation, Serbia. Guidetti up against the team he coached for 5 years. The 2 European Championship medals, 2 VNL medals. As we hear from Guidetti now.
It's normal, there are 2 great teams. The first set and second set very tight. Service reception is very important.
Well, service reception is very important, but it's funny how his team, statistically anyway, passed better in the second set than the first, but could not convert. A chance in this second set break for the coaches to impart some wisdom into their team. I'm incredibly intrigued to see how they come out in the third set. Don't expect many changes from that first 6. Karakut is finding her way here, and I think a lot of the performance relies on how she continues her form. Much more consistent in set 2. Turkiye level things up, and Vargas, 8 points in set 2 for Vargas, 8 for Boskovic. Boskovic, 7 attacks from 13. Vargas, 7 from 10. And then there's Karakut, 6 from 8. I mean, the efficiency of Karakut, Vargas, and Eda Erdem is 100% from the middle. 75% efficiency for Karakut, 70% for Vargas. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep that level throughout the rest of the game. Melissa Vargas, 68% overall, Boskovic 54. I mean, that tells us a lot, doesn't it? The last time these two teams met in a European final, it was one to remember. Turkiye leading in the 5th set by 5 before Boskovic, Ognjenovic and co pulled it back. Are we going to see similar scenes this evening? So far it has all of the makings. Boskovic, Ognjenovic, Popovic and Busa all started that game in 2019. Guidetti was obviously coaching on the other side of the net. Erdem still at 100% as it stands. I think Guidetti knows that dump's coming and he wants somebody right in the middle of it. He's looking at Lozo to maybe drop into the angle a little bit there, but who knows. Talking of that team in 2019, Özbay, Karakut, Güneş all played off the bench. Baladin Akman, who's on the bench tonight, started. So 6 remain from that squad back then. As Stevanovic really opens up on that one. Again, the speed of the arm is so crucial at times, just to beat the blocker for speed, but also if they do penetrate, being able to go off the hands. Karakut is firing. The level of this match over the past, well, the level from the off was outstanding, but the level especially over the last set or so has been ridiculous. They're settling in to their performances now, and they're giving their very best. Lozo off the net. She's going to get the ball back here. She's got to get past 2 big blockers, and she does with a whip of an arm. An absolute whip from Lozo. Again, she's had to pass this ball, so she's concentrating on a lot of things. To then kick out and be able to snap that ball cross court is difficult. Güneş would say good swing. Well played. Oh my days. Güneş now through the middle. We've had some fascinating rallies, but at the very same time we've had some quite special first ball side out play. Popovic has got that up, pancake. Boskovic! This is wild. Guidetti overjoyed with what he's seeing. Popovic had no right to get that one. Reactions, but then to slide the hand underneath it, special. Boskovic will do the rest. Service to Karakut, who has been tested a lot with the receive, but she's done a phenomenal job, but a bit shaky in the first moments. Oh, and off the head, Boskovic again. Let's see how Karakut responds, because emotionally, if Serbia can keep chipping away, they might get a few points from Karakut. She always comes back though. As we said, always all in. Özbay, good speed, great hands to the outside, and Vargas has been stopped from Popovic. Now we have a game well and truly on our hands once more. This is a roller coaster ride. Kudetti. Fortunately, the serve from Lozo. Short this time. Can see what they're trying to do there to affect the first pass. Just keep mixing up the serving. It's very, very strong. This time, Gnjenovic trying to force the ball into Popovic. Popovic is saying, I think I was a little bit early. Let's have a look. And that certainly could be the case. All the sets a little bit off. Gnjenovic doing a fine job of running the show this evening. Speed and width to Busa. Hammers back into the angle powerfully. And Vargas is so high. Busic is in a position sort of I don't know if she's there to get the tip. She does back off a little bit, but there's no digging that one. So high, it's a high, steep snap. Pass a little bit straight. Back to Boskovic there. It's great setting from Gnjenovic. Again, has to chase this ball and really launch the hips underneath it. And it just stretches the middle blocker enough to open up small gaps. Caught drifting there. But that's due to the great work of Gnjenovic. Özbay. Oh, Tijana Boskovic. That is some dig. Vargas has melted that, and Boskovic has kept it alive. Vargas again can't convert. Boskovic, can she convert? Shoulder dig. What on earth are we watching? Boskovic again off the hands. Another dig from Turkey. Turkiye are matching Serbia with every effort. Ergay twice in this rally. Vargas finally puts the ball away. What are we watching here? This is sensational volleyball. But it's Vargas off the hands. And now this is a crucial part of the game as Melissa Vargas comes back to serve. Serbia will want to get off of this rotation quickly as things are getting slightly heated here. It's an ace from Vargas. Said this is an important time of the game, and Vargas has just been phenomenal. Step back, Karakut's trying to ramp up the crowd. Vargas! 106 kilometers an hour, 2 aces in a row, has turned this opening set around once more. We said these would be big points. Serbia will be desperate to get off of this rotation. Third time. Another big serve. Off the net. Boskovic to get off of this rotation. Oh, that's a hybrid contact. And that one is still sailing. There is some serious pressure being put on the Serbian passing unit. They're looking for a block touch here. I'm unsure if there is a block touch or whether it's just a way to slow this Vargas service run down without using a timeout at this moment. No touch off the block. Point Turkiye. Vargas, considering there's a big pause, that takes a lot of focus, and it leads to a block from Erdem. And now they're really starting to believe Turkiye. Ognjenovic maybe a little bit predictable there, going to Boskovic. The sets low and inside and straight into the block. Ognjenovic, one of the best this sport's ever seen. Timeout from Guidetti. He does an incredible job, Guidetti, of firing up his teams. But you'd say there's not much that they can do about this service pressure from Vargas. She's hit a run of serves. Well, the liberos, it's a tough job back there with this service pressure this evening, I tell you. 50% positive receptions each though. Vargas post timeout, 5 down now Serbia. Another big serve, Busa with a perfect pass. Can she side out? You heard Guidetti, I think you heard Guidetti saying about one side out, one block out, and we go. And that's exactly what he got. Now he's trying to fire up the furnace of his troops. Because Boskovic is behind the service line, and this is just an important run. Boskovic misses where Vargas flourished, and there's high tens all round from Turkiye because they know that's a little bit of a let-up. And the Baladin. Turkiye by 5. They've been outstanding in this set. The service pressure is relentless, and Serbia are struggling to get that first ball in. They are feeling the pressure right now, Serbia. And it's all because of Turkiye and their service pressure. They're smiling. They're enjoying every moment here. Change as Lozo's replaced by Lazovic. And the Baladin takes a deep breath. Calicut back on the front court. Still passing issues. Dutch has been in for some time instead of Ognjenovic. She goes to the outside. Smart play from Busa again. Slaps one off the hands. And they're trying to stick together through this rough storm from Turkiye, which is credit to them, but Turkiye have just been too strong as of late. The service pressure. Serve into the seam. 2 up on Calicut, who tries to hit that audacious angle, wrist away from the body, but she just runs out of height and room. It's almost the sharper you try and swing on the ball, the higher you have to stay. One back. And for Serbia, they know that they're just going to have to keep chipping away here. Özbay. Oh, someone has to take it. Guedetti's fuming. Cansu Özbay. First time we've seen this one, but it's been successful throughout her career. And that's again just going to hold the middle blocker with the setter for a little bit longer. And it's going to help Karakut on the outside, one would think. Cansu Özbay still the front court setter. They get through. They're looking for an antenna touch, as it's a referee's challenge here. It's a smart decision.
Maybe I'm right then. What do you say? Antenna touch. Yeah.
Smart decision for the referee to call a challenge. It's a difficult spot for them to be in here because they're so close to the antenna, they won't know. Oh, I don't think there is a touch off the antenna. Hang on a moment. Serbia are saying absolutely not. Oh, but the challenge referee's seen something different here. Or maybe we missed something on the way through. It certainly was very close. Once again, a good call from the referee to slow this down and have a look himself. Point does go Turkey's way. Whether they like that or not, they have to continue. Eda Erdem. Fast pass, Lazovic. Off the hands once more. They're going to have to defend here. That's very tight, no net touch. Good dig this time from Lazovic, coming in and being very animated up there. And then she scores. It's nice from the substitutes. Really great work. Played in Turkey and also for Monza. Played with the great Branika Mihailovic. Has won so many awards in Serbia, playing in the Serbian league. Vargas shut down. Lazovic has come off of the bench and maybe she's going to save the day. Free ball. Now it's Turkey has time to sweat. My word! Stevanovic, an overpass bump kill. Can you believe what you're watching here? Sorry, it's Bianca Busa. Too tight, nobody's ready for it. And I don't think any coach will be happy with that play. We're back to 3. Stevanovic gets us back underway. Can't believe what we're watching here at the moment. Some spectacle. To the outside, Lazovic, who hasn't put her foot wrong. She goes with a tip short on Vargas. She's come in and made 3 or 4 decisions that really worthy that high five from Guidetti. Made a defense, made a good swing. Santarelli now has a few questions to answer after that flourishing Vargas service run. Turkiye haven't had much to back it up. And they're back through Güneş, who's then trying to force the intensity as well. The atmosphere in this arena is on another level at the moment. Busa this time off the net, leaving Lazovic alone. Going back to Boskovic, and Güneş is there, closing the block. Magnificently done by Güneş. She gets across, she's watching Boskovic the whole time, and she's taking the cross-court away. Turkey have flipped a switch once more. And they've opened up this 4-point lead, make that 3. In system, the middles work 2 times in a row. Erligay has had an evening to remember so far. Turkiye, libero. Azebra Karakut, dipping float serve again. Busa off the net. They have to try and make this pass work a little bit better. Soft shot this time. It's good from Lazovic to apply a little bit of pressure and then get the error. It's smart from Lazovic. Made such a difference coming off the bench. Stable option out at position 4. Now, Lazovic back to serve, part of the 2022 World Championship winning side. Serve straight down the line as they go straight to Vargas. They're trying to serve it to make it difficult to get to Vargas. Vargas is a little bit out of rhythm, playing with her approach line, trying to make her unsettled. Now they're in more rhythm. Touch off the block, but Lazovic is there defensively as well. Boskovic off the hands. Lazovic is everywhere right now. But it's brute force from Melissa Vargas. It's a special evening. The fans in here are making this game even better. The players are certainly doing their job. Busic in a good zone. Boskovic on point as well. Popovic again out of system. Chance for Vargas though. That's coming in on angle, staying high. Chansu lifts the ball well. Lazovic is everywhere out there. And a tip from Busa. Everyone on the Serbian bench in front of me here, erupting every time they score. They know that they're pegging it back slowly. And with that, there's a Turkiye timeout. This is... Well, Lazovic has made a difference. Guidetti bringing on the bench, and they are delivering. 55% to 38. 7 points to 5. Popovic, good serve deep on. A guy who's been such a great performer so far, but that ball's a little bit off the net and it rushes the offense, and then Handa Baladin runs out of room to play into the cross court. And Serbia will feel like they've got Turkey just where they want them. The pass has gone from eye catch. The pressure is really on them at the moment, as Boskovic draws at Serbia level. You cannot believe this. Turkey looked like they had pulled away with Vargas' serving. But Serbia just keep running 4 points in a row. Is it going to be a 5-point swing? Vargas can't convert. The blockers are doing a good job at just making sure they slow everything down. Boskovic to the line. What an outrageously good dig from Turkey. But the Spy Kings have gone out the back. Simge Okuz made a great play, but they're going to go to a challenge here, Turkey. Okuz just gets the arms forward. Change of libero for defensive duties. There's no touch to my eyes off of Stevanovic, and it is a 5-point run in a row. This is absolutely outrageous, this game. It's giving us everything and a little bit more. Well, that's what we're playing for. The European Championship. Melissa Vargas, a run of serves that was quite frightening. Popovic on a great serving run. She served incredibly well the whole way through this game. Turkey everywhere. Santarelli has his hands out by his side. Serbia running away with this. A 6th point in a row. Elif Şahin. As the Turkiye fans take a seat and they're silenced. Another ace. Popovic. And all of that positive energy that they built through the serving. It felt like everything was going the right way. Eda Erdem said in the semi-final they just believed they were going to do it. But this is looking like an uphill task here. The middle is on the money again. Eda Erdem will not let you down on the big occasion. On time. Brings it away from Stevanovic. Hits towards position 1. Keeps it out the middle. Big moment. Vargas serving. The whole set rests on this one moment, and it's Boskovic that has the better of the moment this time. After Vargas earlier on in the set. Derche feeds it straight to the boss. Two needed for Serbia. Smash and grab stuff this. It certainly did not look like this was going to be the ending to set 3 halfway through the set, but Boskovic. Serbia are on absolute fire at the moment. And now they have 4 set points. Turkey have been absolutely stunned, and Boskovic is back in the middle of everything. Out the back this time. Maybe a challenge from Boskovic. Let's wait and see, shall we? Set point Serbia. They've had to work so hard to grind their way back into this set. But maybe there's another twist to this tale. Eda Erdem is grabbing the ball by the horns here in every single way. Kill block on Boskovic. Set point number 3. Hand to Baladin. Into the net this time. Serbia have produced some comeback in set 3. Vargas and Baladin serving. You thought that had taken Turkiye away. But no. Popovic went back and served 6 in a row. Lazovic came off the bench, and it's Serbia that take the third, 25-23. Well, 3 blocks to 2, 2 aces to 1. More errors from Turkiye. But just a fascinating game that just keeps toing and throwing. Vargas started the set at a very fast pace, but it was Mina Popovic, her serving, that helped to get Serbia back into the set and take it comfortably in the end. Boskovic still hasn't put a foot wrong here for Serbia. We go to set 4. One that Turkiye have to win if they want to be crowned European champions, for the very first time. So we have a look at the service placement, a lot towards the front court receiver in that seam between 6 and 5, making it very difficult for that front court receiver, Karakud or Baladin. Big hugs going on around the court for Turkey as they try and get their way back in. A lot of service towards position 1 there, and you could see that it really targeted Bear at times, but also made it difficult to keep Vargas in rhythm as well on that right side. There's so many benefits of serving to position 1. Turkiye fans are on edge. They don't want another silver. They want to take the gold home with them from Brussels. With the gold in the VNL, there's so much confidence in this team, so much belief. It's the same squad that won their first international major event for 8 years. They're looking to do the double, but Boskovic and co making it very difficult. 8 serves for Popovic in that set. Just the 1 point straight from serve. 2 aces from Vargas, 6 serves from only 20% conversion. So serving to 1 is certainly silencing the effect that Vargas is having on this game. Big service. A big set. Here is one that Turkiye must win to stay alive. Lazovic, who keeps her place in the side after impressing from the bench in the previous set, finds the block early doors. That is solid from Özbay. Strong outside hand. It's just such a funny game. We did mention, didn't we, at the end of set 2, if Karakut, Boskovic is staying consistent, if Ebra Karakut and Vargas could keep up at 70-75 efficiency. In the last set, they were 20% and 25%. It's such a difference between set 2 and set 3, where Boskovic also just 7 points from 18 swings. Lazovic off the bench with 3 points. Oh, what a dig. Busa somehow turned and kept that one alive. Karakut, though, with a chance to rip. Been scooped as well from Busic the libero. Boskovic, it's another big continuation. Original libero back in, Erlagai. And there we go, Vargas is back, firing again. Incredible talent. Chansu Özbay. This time the middle's back in. Gizam Erlagay, the libero. Best libero last 2 years in Turkey, but they have Simge Akoz and Ayça Aykaç also in their ranks. They have 3 phenomenal liberos to choose from. That's why Aykaç is coming on as, I say outfield player, but in a normal shirt. Erlagay through the middle again. Güneş and Eda Erdem are having a phenomenal evening in there. They keep getting the ball and they keep doing a wonderful job. Erdem was 100%, 2 kills from 2 in the previous set. They've got to keep getting the ball in to use her, though. If the pass isn't there, they're going to struggle. Ognjenovic inside to Boskovic. Not quite there, no cover. Turkiye are off to a very good start, and it's a familiar figure there of Giovanni Guidetti, who's looking less than impressed at his team's covering, which is one of the things you can control in this sport. Karakut, another good server. Powerful serve, but Lazovic has been superb off the bench. Big high set to Vargas. Comes in facing cross. Hits the ball off the shoulder to the line. It's a big time play from Vargas. You have to be so high with such a good arm. Just there, opening the elbow up, gives her access to the line. If that elbow does not get back, well then the range is a lot narrower. Ognjenovic. Erlagay with another outstanding touch. Wide of the mark. You can't score everyone, Melissa Vargas. Big moments again. The toss isn't quite there for Boskovic, so she just continues the play through the middle. Güneş, thumper. Erlagay's pass. This is better from Turkey. They're rising to this challenge now. Maya Ognjenovic back in. Busa, front court receiver, out of rhythm. Vargas is getting a lot of the ball. Some of Boscovic's touches, they'll go after her on the angle thinking that she's weak defensively, and she's not playing weak defensively whatsoever. She's made some outstanding contributions to the Serbian defense. Vargas can't get past Boscovic. Happy with the set though, happy with the way that things are working. Vargas has to get after this one again. This time she hits sharper. And she beats Boscovic to the right-hand side. This is some swing. Off the net. And hitting maybe 4 meters up the sideline. There you go, says Vargas. That's what we're after. Another moment that could define the set. Karakut communicates with the crowd. Vargas is unleashing. Ognjenovic through the pipe. It's not quite in the right slot. They look for the touch and they get it. Vargas is off the service line. That's a small victory for Serbia. Stevanovic. Trophy in the background. Will we see 5 tonight like we saw in the semi-final between Turkey, where they had to come back from a not too dissimilar situation? Italy were in front in the 4th, and then Turkey found something from somewhere. Vargas started to light up. Very rare that you see Boscovic get so frustrated. Took a 2nd place in the Champions League with ex-Jakabassi losing to Giovanni Guidetti's Vakifbank. That's the chance who was by Ozbey was playing in that game. Maja Ognjenovic. Fast serve, straight onto Karakut, a serve that we've seen previously, but the pass is also there. They do a good job of getting across and closing on Eda Erdem now, and in transition they make another one, Serbia, and we're back all square. These are going to be testing moments for Turkiye here. They can't afford to lose concentration. It's the first time we haven't seen Erdem kill a ball for some time. Karakut gets the ball in. And what we're witnessing is something very similar to the previous set. The reception starts to go. Santarelli asks for some calm. This time a change of serve away from Karakut. I think that's quite smart, trying to not get Karakut into too much passing rhythm. It's a beautiful looking pass from Baladin, isn't it? Low, takes the ball really early, solid with the platform. Popovic is not so happy. So many emotions riding in this game. Ognjenovic quick to the pin. So quick to the middle, 3 meters. And again, Karakut loves hitting that angle back sharp, so Pusic has just sat round on it. It's smart block defense work from Serbia. The libero defending a little bit higher than usual. And then an error comes in from Vargas, and Serbia are growing into this one again. Pusic is defending 2 or 3 times on that sharp angle has been ridiculously good. Then they take Özbay out of the attack, and all of a sudden the set's not perfect. Vargas can't convert. This time Vargas can certainly convert. A fast pass, it takes a great set. The ball's inside again, but she gets her feet inside the ball and stays incredibly high. Chansu Özbay with the serve. Ognjenovic. Great touch. Erlgay is there, but the blocking. It's Busa this time. And you already start to feel that could be a long way back. Psychologically here for Turkiye, but we saw it in the semi-final. Vargas will come back firing, I assure you. Calicut with the pass, has to try and hit her way out of trouble. Tries to hit the sharp angle. Oh my word, Ebra Calicut. To be served to the floor here and to get yourself up facing the line and still hit that sharp, there's 3 or 4 rotating parts for that to happen that you have to do incredibly well, and she did every single one of them. And now an ace from Calicut. Turkiye starting to get their way back into this one again. This is wild. A moment ago, their pass had gone. Now Pusic committed to the floor this time before the netband collision with the ball. Calicut, 2 points in a row for the Turkiye outside. Pusic again struggling with the pass, but they have Boskovic to unleash. And Boskovic, this is the secret here, is that in out-of-system situations, Boskovic can still convert and turn angles. The block's not in a bad position there. But Boskovic is so high and so good at just turning it with a little bit more. Calicut is out. Eye catches in to pass, and one off the antenna. The service pressure is high, and both teams at times are struggling with their play at the moment. Boskovic. Again, the toss isn't quite there for her to really unleash, so it's a continuation play. Vargas is in the game, and Vargas hits high, heavy and deep. It's just the toss here from Boskovic that gives the passers a little bit more of a chance with the pass. Has to take a bit of heat off the ball. Olige leaves for the time being. Pusic is getting a lot of the ball now, the libero, having to deal with a lot of the service pressure. Can she handle the heat in the kitchen in these big moments? Vargas can handle the heat. She's starting to push again. The Turkish bench is so emotional. The fans as well, it means so much to them right now. The drums are banging once more as Turkiye take the lead. Pusic again. Has to put the ball in. Almost a head block from Erdem. Busa gets blocked out as well. The cover is good. But Eda Erdem is right back in the mix of things. This lead keeps changing. It's a wild and weird game. So entertaining. And Eda Erdem, the captain of the side, somebody who's been a big player for them through the years, is really shining. Substitution in the middle as Boskovic is still on a heater. And you have to feel that Boskovic gets set so much of the ball. And she just keeps going and going and going. Goes to serve. Lozo is back in. Chance to just slow things down, one would say. Just for Vargas. Give her a few things to think about behind the service line here, as the enormity of these moments are huge. A couple of aces here. Turkiye are away. Such is the target again. She's superb at free ball. Opportunity to build through the rally. A little bit of tangle that Boskovic wanted to go for it. Second ball, Morganjevic for the first time. She gets her first kill of the game. Turkey not expecting it. Late change of direction. Vargas goes to floor, but it's a big point. Guidetti knows it, because Vargas won't be back behind the service line until the end of the set. Oh! An eye for an eye! Shahin. Very, very good work from setter. That hand up in. Turkey by 2. That means nothing in this game, though, as it stands. Having witnessed what we witnessed in the previous sets as well. Passes off the net. Serbia's pass has started to fall, and Karakut makes a fantastic defense. Can she convert? Almost. It's a really good out-of-system play. Boskovic through the block this time. And you think about Boskovic, how many times she's hitting this ball out of rhythm, out of system, and how often she scores. It's quite sensational. The ball certainly isn't on a plate for her every time, although Morganjevic does a very good job to try. Vargas, that was on a plate for Vargas. Pipe attack through position 5. Gunesh gets a shove, or gives a shove to Santarelli. Serving in system. Morganjevic to the outside again. Chases on for Baladin. Karakut, big play. But Busa is there again as she was in the last rally. Get back to 1 and it really is game on again. Ozo, high play off the top of the hands. A very good job. Well, I do a very good job. Off net. Was well, as they make their way back into the starts banging, and be 100 or 200 fans behind. Eda Erdem said earlier on, it's very much like Ankara. feel like an anchor right now. Asking to a good. It's tight. Turkey haven't quite got the touch, but they have got the rub of the green there. Gunesh points. Think it's out as well. Somebody or ask for a challenge here. There are fans pacing up and down behind me. So passionate about the performance. 2020 has delivered in every way. For fantastic challenge for the touch. Listen to the support behind. Tell you what, it's going to be interesting when Vargas goes back to serve. She's going to be serving 3 rotations time. Boskovic still on the front court. Will also get a chance to crack it from the baseline soon as well. Turkiye serving into a perfect zone. Ognjenovic off the hands. This is a chance that Turkiye would have been desperate for. Cross body. Vargas out the side this time. A little bit more of a tense swing here from Melissa Vargas. Popovic was trying to get across, and it's the wrong side of the line from Melissa Vargas. Scores are tied just at the moment. Turkiye need their opposite back in the game. They give it back to her. No, Zera Gunesh. Serbia take the lead now. It's a little bit of a momentum shift again. Both teams embrace in the middle of the court important moments of communication, trying to figure out how they can improve towards the end of this very important set. Serbia. Oh my word. It's very, very close. Block touch has been given. Popovic thought there was no block touch. Hang on a moment, the fans are going wild here. Ognjenovic is saying no. And look at the change here. That's fired Turkiye up. It's fired the fans up. It's Turkiye that have the lead. And the support is on another level here. It's a funny game. No ace. Did the ball hit the floor? The answer is yes. And the momentum shift goes the way of Turkiye. It's a funny game. Popovic, Ognjenovic was sure that had gone their way the previous point. The challenge was overturned. Some calm being ordered here to Rizam Erligay. Brilliant serve from Karakut. Literally a millimetre over the net, almost impossible to pass. A downward trajectory, dipping all the time with pace. It's a ridiculous time to come up with a serve that shaves the net band. Ebra Karakut again. Boskovic. Great dig from Karakut everywhere at the moment, but that one won't come over. So the question now is whether the Turkiye passing unit can maintain their composure. The Boskovic flag flying high. Boskovic serving next. All crucial moments. We know what Boskovic can do behind the service line. The toss hasn't quite been there. It's there this time. Or maybe a bit too far in front. Into the net. Zaragunesh. As Eda Erdem comes back in, Erligay leaves for the time being. Gunesh just floats one in. Pusic is the target. It's a perfect pass this time. Boskovic through the pipe, away from the body. We've seen how good she is coming through the body, left to right, but now we see that she can go away to the left-hand side. Gnjenovic is going to feed her a lot of the ball through these latter stages. Serbia is still a break behind. Is there a touch off the block? Yes. Vargas firing on all cylinders. This is the game we were after. Approaching the end of the fourth, Vargas is finding her way. Boskovic has found her way. Who can hold their nerve? Pusic is finding her pass at the best time. That ball's a little bit off the net for the middle, but Turkey with their chance to make one. Boskovic's defense outstanding again. Erligay has been everywhere. Second ball attack has been bumped over. The ball is still alive here. And is there a touch off the block? No is the answer. You feel that Serbia just might have fallen asleep for a moment, and that forced the error in the end. Turkiye alive until the very end here. Erligay with the touch. And just here, trying to turn the ball back. Maya Alexic. And we are looking towards a fifth set. Remarkable. Turkey were out of that rally. I'm sure there's been times in this set where there's been doubts, but Vargas is back behind the service line now, and I am fairly certain that, like in Ankara 4 years ago, we are going to a fifth. Brilliant serve from Vargas. Boskovic out of system. Tomahawk defense from Karakat, who's really upped her game in the last 5 minutes or so. Baladin out the back, hands on the head moment, but I think Santarelli will call for some calm because they still have 2 cracks of the whip to send this to a tie break. This is incredibly tense. Second set point, Turkey to go to 5. Vargas through the pipe, seals it. We go to a tiebreaker. Just like we did 4 years ago in Ankara. This will be decided in a 5th and final set. It's a wonderful match of volleyball. The level is incredibly high. And that ball was way out of the hitting window for Vargas, but she still snapped it back away from the body. And I have no idea where you're watching this from, but if you can pick a winner, then I take my hat off to you, because I really have no idea which way this one is going. to go. Well, there's the confirmation, 25-22. We go to a set to 15 to crown a European champion. Turkey, one big effort to lift this trophy for the very, very first time. Serbia looking to get their hands back on the trophy that they gave back to Italy last year. Well, Vargas and Gunesh have ice on their neck and head now. They're going to need ice in the veins in set 5. 66% on the right side this time for Serbia. They're loading Boskovic more as this game goes on. It'll be interesting to see if they still trust setting multiple different players throughout this last set, or whether they get a little bit too reliant on Boskovic and maybe a little bit too predictable at the same time. Only 7% to the middle in that last set. You feel like they're going to have to shift the ball back to the left-hand side. It's a lot more balanced, a lot better from Turkiye there in set 4, as we look towards set 5. It's going to be a belter. This has been a real privilege. We still have one last tie-break set to come our way in CEV EuroVolley. Here we go then, a race to 15 to crown the European champion. Before so we look at the comparison between Tijana Boskovic and Melissa Vargas, a very good comparison as well. 31 points to 33. It's Vargas that just has the edge. I'm really interested to know how many of those balls were a little bit out of rhythm, how many of those balls were in the good spot. We feel that Turkey have maybe passed a little bit better at times than Serbia. As we have a look at the stats throughout this, Lazovic, 2 points from 4 attacks. 8 points for Boskovic in the previous set. Karakut, 1 point from 7 attacks. So it's gradually declining for her offensively, but she's producing in every other area. And back up to 60% for Vargas, 10 from 17. Boskovic was 8 for 18. So they found a way to nullify her over the last couple of sets. Just a little bit or enough. This is a big set. Turkiye through Karakut. They try and hit a very sharp angle and miss out. Maja Ognjenovic has the coolness and the calmness here and all the experience to really put Turkiye under the pump, but not with Vargas. You can see how much that one means to her. A big fist clench through the pipe, just moving from 1 to position 6 and cruising through and hitting away. This is just oozing class from both sides all evening. Eda Erdem to the middle, Popovic. Surely that one is out. Guidetti with a thumb up though, happy that they used the middle, especially so quick. It just wasn't quite there. Well, it was there, wasn't it? It was just a bit unfortunate. Popovic has been here many a time before. She knows how to win these games, and it's not by getting too emotional out there for Serbia. Boskovic 1 from 1. We're going to be riding some serious emotion here in the next 15 minutes or so. Eda Erdem has had a fabulous game so far. Typical leader's performance out there. Vargas is cooking. One through the pipe, one through the opposite. And Eda Erdem's on the side now, just shouting all day, I think. Last time we saw that exact same play, she went to the line and got shut down from Busa. This time she's brought it back across the body. Serbia's chance, or time to struggle here. Turkiye to take a 2-point lead. It would be huge. Vargas has hardly put a foot wrong all evening. And the first battle so far in this 5th set, it's been won by Turkey. They lead by 2. A good break. Ognjenovic back to Boskovic. Huge play. There's no digging that. Erligay has played and dug a lot of the ball, but that was another level from Boskovic. Deep, fast, heavy. Popovic now serves Kalakat out of system. Good chase, 3 balls going short to Stevanovic. Oh, that's a bit tight. They want a double touch here. Guidetti's sure they should have had a handling error, but no. And Turkey have another opportunity. I think Guidetti's going to not be happy if they lose this one, Serbia. But my word, Turkey just don't give up. What a rally. This is incredible volleyball. Vargas with the bounce to the line. Guidetti fuming. But that one rally here really sums up this EuroVolley final. Competitive and incredible. Guidetti incredibly unhappy against his former employers, his country of residence. Yellow card for Guidetti now, and the fans are smiling and cheering even louder against their former head coach. This is electric. Ebra Claracut has an incredible serve on her. Good pass from Busa, it's perfect. And it's a very fast tempo, but once again, Shahin is there. It's tight. Vargas is very aggressive. There's a net touch somewhere, and it's against Turkiye. Vargas says, no, not me. The Turkiye players are asking Danny just to step away from it, the head coach, Santarelli. Eye catch is coming in here. Keeping a lid on the emotions. Santarelli, as Boskovic goes back to serve. Hasn't got a serve going for a couple of sets, but she has now. The toss has been a little bit out from Boskovic, but this is perfect. Absolutely fires the arm through the ball, and it's an ace for Serbia. Boskovic again fires in. Vargas, tip over the top. This is a chance for Serbia to take the lead. This one just keeps changing direction. Out from Boskovic. It's one thing that she's missed a spike in offensive play, but the other bonus is that she stopped serving for Serbia. Turkey will be delighted to get her off the service line, especially as both teams are struggling a little bit with their pass at the moment. Boskovic doesn't make 2 errors in a row. Lozo, who started the game, comes back in. Busa will be serving. 3 in the pass for Turkiye. Erligay being one of the eye catch, just passes off of the net a little bit again. The ball is tight. This is not ideal for Turkiye as Boskovic is sensing an opportunity. Not again! And the spirited defense from Turkiye is on another planet at times. But from a couple of points down, Guidetti's got a reaction out of his team, and now they are pushing. And Boskovic is getting set a lot of the ball. But she is a real game changer in here. Eye catch now with the perfect pass. And Erdem comes in very straight and just turns it back over the left shoulder. It's a wonderful swing to get that out of the blocker's way. But there's also no defending that one. Boskovic is in a steep position, but it's just too powerful. It's going to get onto you too quickly. That's how much it means to the Turkiye captain and for them to win their first European Championship. Big moments. Vargas to serve. Who hasn't put a foot wrong behind the service line. There's one. It's enough pressure to force the error from Tijana Boskovic. Change of ends. Turkiye by 1. The lead just keeps swinging both ways here. The bench is going to have to be ready in these key times to be called upon to keep their nerve. Big moments are arriving. Who's going to be there to be a hero? Is it going to be Boskovic? Is it going to be Vargas? Not much between the two all evening. Vargas could be the hero behind the service line. It's another ripper of a serve. They keep it up, but Boskovic has to hit Serbia's way out of trouble. Vargas makes the dig, a chance to transition. The set's not quite there. High play, hustled through from Ognjenovic. The lower of the two players pushes up and then gives a big smile to the bench. Maybe a little bit of relief. And then she takes on some instruction from Guidetti. Stevanovic. This is going all the way, isn't it? Shahin through, oh, shoulder dig. But Melissa Vargas is lighting this place up again. And if you can hear a drum in this arena, it's because the drummer is about 1 meter away from my headset, making a terrible racket in all the right ways. Shine. So it's Baladin with the serve. Lozo loves going into the cross court. Been really assured through the last half an hour or so. Lozo coming off the bench, very calm, very relaxed. You feel that Serbia, calmer, Turkiye, slightly more emotional out there at the moment, but if they can use those emotions to get them over the line, then they'll have no complaints. 9-9. Ognjenovic again, just going for that serve deep. It's good enough to get the blockers across and get more time. As soon as that ball's off the net, get 2 blockers to Karakut. But Karakut finds a way through. Kalac celebrating, and the drum starts beating again. This has been a real treat. Ognjenovic finds Popovic. The ball's a little bit out of rhythm though. It's going to go to Boskovic to position 5, and again, she's just magic. Vargas, Boskovic are both bringing their best selves in the big moments, and you can't ask for any more than that from the big players. High off the hands of Karakut. Rozo, straight after Karakut, who finds a perfect pass at the right time. Vargas fires wide of the mark, and there's a challenge coming from Santarelli. Pusic is waving through, saying no way, the libero from Serbia. I have to give credit there to Karakut. Hasn't played a lot in this passing role for Turkiye, but at the same time, under pressure, has just popped the ball right in on the spot. Who leads? We're about to find out. Oh my word! They were looking for a block touch. And they got the block touch they were after. Is that a huge turning point in this game? A great challenge from Santarelli. I think everyone thought that ball was for an in or out. Lazovic back in, steadying the ship again. 11-10. Pusic with a good play. Boskovic, no surprise. And Boskovic has been roofed. Turkiye are edging towards their first ever European Championship. That's a huge moment. Now the challenge is coming for the net touch from Serbia. I mean, it's been one of those wild rides, isn't it? One team takes the lead, and remember, 4 years ago in Ankara, it was a 5-point lead for Turkiye in the final set that was given away, or Serbia certainly earned it back. This is being mauled over from the officials. Is there a net touch? No net touch. Hang on a moment. I think there's going to be a complaint here from Serbia. I think they saw something on the way down that they're not going to be happy with. The other question you have to ask is whether the ball hit the floor first. Timeout, Guidetti. I'd like to see that one again. Didn't quite get a full view of it. This would be a first EuroVolley for Guidetti. Having medals with Germany, Turkiye. He's never won the gold. 7 medals overall in this competition. This is pretty close. Boskovic is going to get set the ball. Vargas is going to get set the ball. We know this. Both players have been on a heater. But can they see it through? Gunesh has been so effective in the middle as well. You wouldn't be surprised if they decide to go back there. That's a Giovanni Guidetti special timeout. They get the service error out the back of it. Stevanovic is in. There's still a breakdown here though, Serbia, but Mina Popovic served 6 in a row in set 2. She's had a fabulous evening. She might go after Karakut here, or she might surprise us all by going to the line. She does go after position 6. Karakut gets out the way. They pass on 2. And Vargas stays high and deep to the middle. Boskovic is just sitting on the sharper angle. The deeper one is open. Popovic is off the court for the time being. Will we see her back on again? If we do, it's because we're in overtime. Another huge moment. Ebla Karakut is next to serve. She's had a great serving game as well. Busa puts it in perfectly. You've got to put it away though as well. She does, a tip over the top. Jansu. Uzbay doesn't see it coming. Doesn't want to take Vargas on, but happy to try and put Uzbay to the floor. Timeout now. Santarelli, Boskovic is back to serve. There was a little lingering look there from Santarelli towards Boskovic and Serbia to say we've called this timeout because we know what's coming. Heavy artillery from Serbia. Tijana Boskovic has started some very big performances. That toss isn't there though from Boskovic, so it's a softer serve, gives rhythm to Turkiye, and Vargas delivers. What an addition to this side she's been this season. And off the back of the VNL now, Turkiye have 2 match points to win their first ever European Championship. Safe pair of hands, Gunesh to serve. Side out needed from Serbia. Boskovic, high off the hands this time. They're going to have their first swing for it. But it's going to be a free ball. Boskovic out of the offense. Busa through the hands this time. The ball's racketing everywhere. Vargas blocked out 1. My word, this is tense. Timeout from Santarelli again. What do we see from Serbia here? Do we see them go full send from the service line? Do we see them pop the ball in? Big moments from Busa. This is absolutely sensational stuff. The level, superb. A very enjoyable evening. Well, unfortunately, one team has to lose. Both teams deserve the championship. These are the moments that these players prepare for. Big pressure moments. Service coming in, second championship point for Turkiye. Vargas! Of course, it's Melissa Vargas. And Turkiye have won their first ever European Championship. They are the winners of EuroVolley 2023, and the crowd have now gone wild. Two times they've suffered defeat, and now they have the taste of victory. It's a sensational double off of the back of winning the Volleyball Nations League. And it's heartbreak for Serbia. A second consecutive silver. in EuroVolley after losing to Italy in Belgrade 2 years ago. This one will hurt, but both teams gave us a game to really savour and remember. We knew it would be one to remember. I said it at the start, but that was special. And now the celebrations can begin for Turkiye. But this is how it finished. Bucha had the tough task of serving match point down, and they tried to keep the ball away from Vargas by serving deep 5. Blocker almost got across Stevanovic, but Vargas was quick enough with the arm. And that was the end of Women's EuroVolley 2023. And Vargas has won a second consecutive trophy, starting her career with Turkiye. That's how much it means, as we hear from Eda Erdem. They certainly have made history this evening, Turkiye. And it's been coming for a few years underneath Giovanni Guidetti. But tonight they beat their former coach underneath the guidance of Daniele Santarelli. And a fine performance from both sides. It was a battle to savour and remember. As there's the final score, 15-13. A fitting final for a phenomenal competition. Well, 31 errors overall from Turkiye, but they got the job done with more attacks, more aces as well. The service pressure certainly worked in the end, the all-in mentality. As we have a look, Serbia just leaking the pass a little bit more off in those key moments. Overall, just at 40% in the green zone. But a lot in that 32%, that second zone is also not too bad at all. Turkiye overall, pass better over the evening. 54% in that green zone, but also 29% in that secondary zone as well. You get all options available in that green zone. You might lose your middle in that outer ring. Well, not on those tight ones, but this place is erupting now, as it's Turkiye that take the European Championships for the first time. Heartbreak 4 years ago in Ankara, where they lost 15-13. Tonight they reversed that to get their own back on Serbia and win 15-13 in the fifth. Couldn't have done any more, Guidetti. Vargas came in clutch at the end, oozing confidence. One to remember. Santarelli, who won the World Championship with Serbia last year, has now won a World Championship and a European Championship with 2 different nations in 2 different years. Well, there you have it. We're getting ready for the presentation now here in Brussels. As we say goodbye for the time being here from EuroVolley, a win of Turkiye, a brilliant performance. They win their first European Championship. Serbia takes second, the Netherlands take third. But an incredible competition, superb level, and we cannot wait for 2 years' time. Well, the celebrations have only just begun here in Brussels. It's been the perfect venue for quite the memorable final here of Women's at EuroVolley 2023.